Hello and welcome to the final part of the modding the Joe Trohman signature model mod vlog. With your host name and standing. So yeah, this time we'll be going over the sonic possibilities that this mod has given us. So okay, let's start by going through each of the different pickups, and thank you for sticking around. Okay, so this is the closest to the bridge coil on its own. And the bridge humbucker. It's a lot fatter. And then this coil on its own. So these two, the north and south coils sound quite different, probably because of their proximity to the bridge. But yeah, this is kind of what they sound like. It's the furthest, closest to the bridge. So yeah, this one's a lot brighter, this one's a little bit meh, it sounds a bit more middly, but it's quite nice. I like it. It's not too bright. Okay, so now we have the middle pickup. So that's quite nice, very middle sounding. Now finally the neck. So we'll do this coil first. And the neck humbucker. And then finally the one closest to the neck. The one close to the neck and the one like not so close to the neck, they don't sound that different. There's ever so slight brightness on slightly brighter on the one furthest this way. Yeah, that's basically all of the tones of the pickups on their own. Now let's go into, before we get carried away in craziness, let's do a little bit of the baritone mod. So I find this works best on the humbucker. So here's a neck humbucker on its own. It's the first baritone setting. So a tiny choke near the top end treble. It's without. Without, with. This is mellows it out slightly. It's not quite the same as turning the tone knob down, but I quite like it for what it does. Let's hear that on the bridge. It's without. It's with. So it sounds quite different. It's quite a nice choke. So next choke, which is a kind of a low cut. That's on the neck. That's with, without, with. Now on the bridge pickup, without. With. You can really hear that, like taking out the bottom. And then finally we've got the last choke, which is that's with, it's without. There's a kind of middle top cut off, or no, notch. It's with, without. Very nice and mellow. So that's just one done with the inductor and the capacitor bleeding out part of the signal to ground. As with all the chokes. Now it's just the bridge. With. Mellow, just quite nice. And that's volume pot. It's quite nice, and then we have the treble bleed mod, so it should remain trebly as you turn it down. And so it's about 4 now. So, without treble bleed mod? Oh no, with treble bleed mod. Without. Without. Just keeps it quite clear. It's nice. I quite like that. And finally we've got the tone mod. The tone knob. All the way down. So, yeah, it's basically the individual pickup sounds, and now we go through the horrific matrix of all the possible combinations. So, I'm just going to cut here quickly. Okay, so, yeah, now we get onto the combination tones. So here is, in series, these 2 coils. That's a wide humbucker. Compare that to the bridge humbucker. It's a little bit more mellow. And then you can also have it with these 2 coils. A bit more mellow. Doesn't put those in parallel. Much more typical strats now. It's nice. And one of the quirks on this guitar is default everything has to be in series, and you can't be in parallel with a pickup that is off because it puts the signal to ground. And this is simply because I don't have enough poles on these switches. If I had an extra pole, I could disconnect them from ground, from the parallel line if they were off, but I can't. So it's just like one of the things I have to put up with. But it's pretty simple once you get used to it. Just keep these switches up, and when they're down, they're in parallel. So let's try some stuff out of phase. So let's put these 2 out of phase. That's out of phase, in phase, and they're in series, out of phase. Now let's put them in parallel, out of phase. It takes a lot of tone out with nice combinations. Let's put these 2 out of phase. That good old Brian May. I'm not sure if you can hear that on clean, but there's such a cancellation of the fundamental on there. Sounds almost an octave up. Put them in phase. That phase. beautiful abilities on this guitar. Put those in parallel. Nice strat. That's V's out of phase in parallel. Bring in series. Some Mustang tone. Put these in parallel, in phase. Favourite tones. And let's put them all in series. All the coils in series. Why not? Fatter than you can ever imagine. Let's put all the the humbuckers and the middle all in parallel. It's just humbuckers in parallel now. But yeah, I think that gives you an idea of what the different possible combinations you can get out of this guitar. It's pretty beautiful. So yeah, very versatile. You can have it set up like a Telly, you can have it set up like a Mustang, you can have it set up like a Les Paul, you can have it set up like a Strat, you can have it set up like a Brian May guitar, you can have it set up like an Ibanez, you can have it set up like pretty much anything that has single coil humbucker type configuration. So it's lovely. So now let's have a look at some dirty tones. We can really exploit some of that phasing stuff. Also, let's keep it not subtle and just put it on OD2. So here's the humbucker on OD2. Let's put a wide bucker. This. Phase tones, so let's put these two coils out of phase. So it's almost like having a stationary wah, that these two out of phase. Let's put these. Oh yes, one of the nice things about having these is that you can always make it into the least hum position. So there, you can hear the hum because these two are adding their hum. Then yeah, it's problem solved. So that's quite a nice feature. Another thing that's quite nice is the fact that you have 3 pickups. It means you can take away certain amounts of signal in certain ways. And add them in certain ways. So in this one, I've got these 3 coils in series, and I'm taking away these 2 coils in parallel. also, nice thing about having these chokes is that if something's a little bit too harsh on the ears, you can use the choke 8. Takes off a little bit of the top end. You also do it on the tone knob. But yeah, these chokes are quite useful just for getting rid of some of the slightly harsher tones. Also, if you find yourself too fat, you can go to like position 7, which has the mid-bottom kind of cut. A bit nicer. That's a bit muddy, but yeah, choke out some of it. Yes, now the one thing that is just beautiful on this guitar is the ability to do the Bohemian Rhapsody tone, which is these two set out of phase. So listen to the cancellation of the fundamental there. It's I'll put it in series, no, in phase, just for you. Take these out of phase. It's almost like it's an octave above. It's such a surreal tone. Definitely not been able to do that on one of my guitars before. So that's basically kind of an idea of what this guitar can do. No, obviously, got wheels with it. But yeah, it's overall bloody versatile guitar, and I'm so happy with it. So yeah, if you want me to do any like specific videos on certain pickup combinations, I'm happy to do that. But I think that pretty much illustrates what it can do. And yeah, thanks for sticking around, and I hope some of the advice I've given on how to mod a guitar actually works out for you if you decide to do some modding guitar and based on some of the stuff I've said in this video series. But I'm sure I'll have some other mods later on. But as always, ciao for now, and thanks for watching.